Hello and welcome to Sarcastic Videos. Today we're going to be talking about Colossal, starring Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis. For those who don't know, what this movie is about is Anne Hathaway. She starts at the movie, she's a drunk. She's been out of work for about a year. She goes out drinking all the time, and her boyfriend is basically sick of it, and in the beginning of the movie, he kicks her out. So she doesn't have a job. She doesn't have a place to stay, so what she does is she goes back to her hometown where she grew up, where her parents have a vacation home, so she can stay there for free. She stays there and she meets an old school friend, and that's played by Jason Sudeikis. And, they meet, they get back in touch. He offers her a job as a waitress, and she takes it. They work together for a while. They kind of become friends. And he has like a little bit of a rough side, like he gets jealous and things like that. He seems to really, really like her. And basically what she finds out is that there's a monster that keeps showing up in Seoul. It just started showing up. I think it's like the first night that she started working at the bar. This monster showed up in Seoul. She woke up, she sees the news. And of course she was drinking the whole time, so she just thinks she blacked out. And it destroyed some buildings, but it's acting weird, and people have noticed that it's acting weird. And then it shows back up again the next night, but doesn't do a whole lot. And then she notices that it's kind of mimicking her actions of what she was doing last night. And she does some experimentation and finds out that she is actually controlling this monster. And then it turns out that Jason Sudeikis has his own monster that he controls. And for some reason, whenever they're in this specific playground where as kids they both got hit by lightning, they can control these two monsters that appear at 8:05 p.m. in Seoul. It's really basically that's the same time they got hit by this lightning. It's a very interesting story for sure. It's unique, and it's very well acted. And the trailers kind of made it look like it might be a comedy, but it's not. It's not a comedy. It's not. It does have funny moments, but it's organically funny. Kind of the kind of laughs you would get hanging out with your friends. That kind of funny. That kind of humor. It's not weird, slapsticky or anything like that. It's just a regular people in a weird situation. And you do see it, even though Jason Sudeikis is in it, he's not the comedy guy. He is serious. He does have some laughs, but he does get serious too. And there's basically another aspect of the story that involves Anne Hathaway's character getting put in a position where somebody else's power is being used against her to make her continue drinking even though she wants to stop, and things like that, which really it does add some seriousness to the story, including there are some actual physical fights with her in it where she does get hurt, and that also adds to it. So overall, as far as the special effects, there's not much. You do see the monsters in Seoul. You don't see a lot of what they do, but what you do see, the special effects are just kind of okay. They're not great. They're not like Pacific Rim or anything like that, but it is good. It doesn't distract from the story. The actual story itself is interesting. The acting is great. There are some moments where you kind of wonder why other people aren't helping Anne Hathaway, like people who know what's going on and decide not to really do anything, which is kind of weird. But other than that, it is a good story. It is a good movie, and I would recommend it, but only if you like that kind of. It's not really. It's like an indie movie with an interesting, unique story that I think some people may or may not like. It's not a mainstream story. It's really the kind of unique kind of thing you would see on like Netflix or something like that goes straight to video. But this one happened to be in the theaters. It didn't do so good, but it's coming out on video soon. There'll be a link below in the description if you want to buy it. But I would recommend it. It's a good movie. Not great, but it's definitely worth a watch. So I would rate this 7 out of 10. And if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, and have a nice day.